The 2016 Malaysia 50-sen coin represents one of the significant circulating coins of the Malaysian ringgit series, and it is part of the third series of Malaysian coins, Seri Ketiga, which was officially introduced by Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) in 2012 to replace the second series that had been in use since 1989. This particular coin, with a face value of 50 sen, equals half of a Malaysian ringgit and is the highest denomination among the sen coins still in common circulation after the 1 sen coin became virtually obsolete in daily transactions. The 2016 issue of this coin is not only a medium of exchange but also a small piece of Malaysia's modern numismatic history, reflecting the nation's artistic, cultural, and economic considerations during that period. The third series coins were designed with a focus on security, cost efficiency, and aesthetic symbolism inspired by Malaysia's rich heritage, and the 50 sen coin is the largest, heaviest, and most visually distinct of the set. In terms of physical characteristics, the 2016 Malaysian 50 sen coin is composed of a nickel-brass-clad copper, a change from the cupronickel composition used in the previous second series. This new material was chosen to reduce production costs, enhance durability, and create a distinct color contrast compared to other coins in the series. The coin has a mass of approximately 5.66 grams, a diameter of 22.65 millimeters, and a thickness of around 1.92 millimeters, making it slightly lighter and thinner than its predecessor. It features a reeded edge with partial plane segments, a design choice made to aid the visually impaired in identifying the coin by touch. The reeded edge is a crucial anti-counterfeiting measure, as irregular edge patterns are more difficult to replicate illegally. On the obverse front side, the coin prominently displays the national flower of Malaysia, the Hibiscus rosa sinensis Bunga Raya, a symbol of the country's identity and pride. Surrounding the flower motif are patterns derived from traditional Malaysian art forms, representing the diverse cultural heritage of the nation. The obverse also bears the inscription, Bank Negara Malaysia, arching around the upper rim, signifying the issuing authority, and the year of minting, 2016, located at the bottom. The hibiscus on this third series coin is stylized with modern artistic techniques, giving it a more contemporary appearance compared to earlier coin designs while maintaining its national symbolism. The reverse back side features the face value, 50 sen, boldly in the center, with a unique security feature called latent image security integrated into the numeral, 50, which allows a hidden image or effect to appear when the coin is tilted at certain angles. Above the denomination, a motif inspired by the Destar Siga, a traditional headgear pattern from Sabah, is depicted, signifying the importance of traditional crafts and the unity of Malaysia's many regions. The overall layout of the reverse is designed with functional clarity, making it easy for the public to recognize its value during transactions, even in fast-paced environments like markets and public transportation. From a historical perspective, the introduction of this 2016 50 sen coin aligns with Malaysia's transition to a more efficient and modern coinage system initiated in 2012. The third series was announced to the public on the 25th of July 2011 and officially issued for circulation on the 16th of January 2012. By 2016, the series had been widely adopted across the nation, with most older second series coins gradually being phased out or reduced in daily circulation. The 2016 issue did not mark a special commemorative release but rather a standard circulation year, yet it holds relevance in the timeline of Malaysian monetary policy, as it reflects a stable phase in the nation's economic and minting activities. In terms of minting details, the 2016 50 sen coin was minted by Bank Negara Malaysia's Mint, located in Shah Alam, Selangor. Production volumes for this specific year have not been officially disclosed in great detail, but circulation mintages typically ranged in the tens of millions annually for the 50 sen denomination during the mid-2010s. These coins were struck using advanced minting technologies to ensure high-quality finishes, clear detailing, and durable metallic properties suitable for Malaysia's humid and tropical climate, where coins are prone to wear and tarnish over time. The design philosophy behind the 2016 50 sen coin, as with the rest of the third series, aimed to incorporate elements of Malaysia's national identity, cultural diversity, and forward-looking economy. Each denomination in the series reflects a different aspect of traditional Malaysian heritage, and the 50 sen specifically celebrates weaving traditions, and the hibiscus is an emblem of national unity. The inclusion of modern security features such as the latent image was also a significant step forward in protecting the nation's coinage from counterfeiting, a concern that had become more relevant as technology evolved. Regarding its economic role, the 50 sen coin in 2016 was commonly used for mid-value transactions in daily commerce. Although Malaysia has experienced inflation over the decades, making lower denomination coins less significant, the 50 sen remained highly practical for purchasing small items, paying for public transport, vending machines, toll booths, and as change in supermarkets. It also held a pivotal role in rounding practices, as many retailers priced items ending in 50 sen to facilitate easy cash handling without the need for excessive small change. In the realm of numismatics coin collecting, the 2016 Malaysia 50 sen coin is generally considered a common circulation coin, meaning its face value and mintage do not place it in the rare or highly valuable category under normal conditions. However, collectors may seek coins in uncirculated (UNC) or brilliant uncirculated (BU) condition, which often command a modest premium over face value. Coins with minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or planchette flaws, can also be of particular interest to numismatists. The value of a standard circulated 2016 50 sen coin typically hovers close to its face value, while pristine specimens might be worth slightly more to collectors, especially if part of a complete third series set. The symbolic importance of the coin extends beyond its monetary value. It is part of Malaysia's effort to showcase its cultural motifs, traditional artistry, and national symbols to the public and visitors alike. The third series, including the 2016 50 sen, was also designed to be more environmentally conscious and cost-effective, using lighter and thinner materials that reduced overall production costs and environmental impact. This initiative reflected Malaysia's evolving approach to sustainability in national projects. From a technical standpoint, the nickel-brass-clad copper composition provides a golden hue to the coin, distinguishing it from the silver-colored lower denominations such as the 5, 10, and 20 sen coins. This visual hierarchy assists both locals and foreigners in quickly differentiating between coin values, an important factor in a multicultural, tourist-driven economy. The coin's electromagnetic signature was also standardized to be compatible with vending and coin-operated machines introduced or upgraded after the release of the third series. By 2016, Malaysia had also been integrating its currency designs with modern anti-counterfeiting standards, and the 50 sen coin served as the flagship of this effort among coins. The latent image technology used on the 50 sen was the first of its kind in Malaysia's coinage history, setting a precedent for future issues and reflecting a growing concern for secure transactions in an increasingly digitized yet cash-reliant market. While the world was shifting toward digital payments, coins like the 50 sen continued to play a crucial role in everyday trade, particularly in rural areas, small businesses, and low-value exchanges. The cultural representation on the coin, particularly the Destar Siga pattern, reflects the nation's recognition of Sabah's contributions to the Malaysian Federation. This regional inclusivity in coin design symbolizes national unity, a key theme in Malaysian governance and cultural policy. Similarly, the choice to keep the hibiscus flower at the forefront aligns with decades of coinage tradition, as the flower has been a consistent motif since its declaration as the national flower in 1960. In international comparison, the 50 sen coin in 2016 was roughly equivalent in size and purchasing power to mid-value coins in neighboring countries such as Singapore's 50 cent coin or Thailand's 10 baht coin. However, Malaysia's coinage design tended to be more rooted in cultural symbolism than purely functional minimalist styles seen elsewhere in Southeast Asia during the same period. Overall, the 2016 Malaysia 50 sen coin stands as a piece of both economic utility and cultural heritage. For everyday Malaysians, It was a tool of trade and daily convenience. For collectors and historians, it represents an era of modernization in the nation's currency, balancing tradition with technological progress. Its longevity, resistance to wear, and carefully crafted design ensure that many examples from this year remain in good condition even years after mintage, circulating as a reminder of Malaysia's evolving numismatic journey. The 1997 Malaysia 10-sen coin belongs to the second series of Malaysian circulation coins, which was introduced in 1989 and remained in circulation until it was gradually replaced by the third series beginning in 2012. This series reflected a modernization of Malaysia's coinage following the first series 1967-1988 that had been introduced after the establishment of the Malaysian ringgit in 1967. The 10-sen coin, being a mid-denomination, played a vital role in Malaysia's everyday economy during the 1990s, a period characterized by rapid economic growth, increasing urbanization, and significant social development. The 1997 issue stands as a representative example of this period, embodying both functional utility and national symbolism in its design. In terms of physical characteristics, the 1997 10-sen coin was composed of copper-nickel, an alloy traditionally used for its durability, resistance to corrosion, and silvery appearance. This composition provided the coin with a distinct metallic luster and good wear resistance, making it suitable for circulation in Malaysia's humid tropical climate. The coin weighs approximately 2.83 grams, has a diameter of 19 mm, and a thickness of about 1.41 mm. It features a reeded milled edge, a common security feature in mid to higher denomination coins, designed both for tactile recognition and to deter counterfeiting through edge manipulation. The obverse front of the coin prominently features the national flower of Malaysia, the Hibiscus rosa sinensis Bunga Raya, which has been a central element of Malaysian coinage since 1969. Surrounding the hibiscus is the inscription, Bank Negara Malaysia, which signifies the issuing authority, Bank Negara Malaysia, the country's central bank. The year of minting, 1997, is positioned at the bottom, following the standard alignment of the second series coins. The hibiscus motif symbolizes unity, strength, and the multicultural spirit of Malaysia, making it a national emblem widely recognized across the country and abroad. The reverse back side of the coin is dominated by the denomination inscription, 10 sen, placed at the center, with the numeral 10 being the most prominent element to allow for quick recognition during transactions. Above the denomination, there is a motif inspired by traditional Malaysian art and handicrafts, specifically the pattern of tenun cloth woven fabric representing Malaysia's rich textile heritage and the importance of traditional industries. This artistic element was included to emphasize the connection between Malaysia's economic progress and its cultural roots, highlighting the blend of modernity and tradition in its currency design. From a historical context, the year 1997 is particularly notable in Malaysia's economic history due to the onset of the Asian financial crisis, which began in July 1997 and affected many Southeast Asian economies. At the time, the Malaysian ringgit underwent significant depreciation, and the economic uncertainty led to a period of restructuring and policy reform. However, the production of coins, including the 10 sen, continued during this period as part of normal monetary operations. The 1997 10-sen coin thus carries a historical association with a turbulent yet transformative period in Malaysia's financial landscape. Regarding minting details, the 1997 Malaysia 10-sen coin was minted by the Keelong Wong Bank Negara Malaysia, Bank Negara Malaysia Mint, located in Shah Alam, Selangor. Mintage figures for this particular year are not always publicly broken down in official annual reports, but production numbers for the 10-sen denomination during the 1990s were generally high, often reaching tens of millions of pieces per year, ensuring wide availability for circulation. The coins were struck using high-pressure minting techniques that allowed for clear relief and detailed artistry while maintaining mass production efficiency. The design philosophy of the second series coins, including the 10 sen, was developed with the intention of modernizing the look of Malaysian coinage while retaining important cultural elements. Introduced in 1989, This series replaced the heavier and larger first series with more cost-effective and lighter coins. The 10 sen in particular underwent a size reduction from the first series, which helped to save metal and reduce minting costs while keeping the coin practical for everyday use. In terms of economic role, the 10 sen coin during the 1990s was widely used in day-to-day transactions such as bus fares, convenience store purchases, street food payments, and other small value exchanges. It held a practical value for exact change and was considered an essential component of the coinage system, especially in a cash-heavy economy prior to the widespread adoption of electronic payments. Its value was equivalent to 1/10 of a Malaysian ringgit, (0.10), and its purchasing power at the time was significantly greater than it is today, being able to buy small food items or contribute meaningfully in larger cash transactions. In numismatic terms, the 1997 10 sen coin is generally classified as a common circulation coin, meaning it was produced in large quantities and is readily available in circulated condition. Its collector value in standard circulated grades is typically equal to its face value, while uncirculated or mint state examples may command a modest premium, particularly among collectors aiming to complete a full second series set. Special attention among collectors is usually given to coins with minting errors from this period, such as off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchettes, or misaligned dies, which can significantly raise the coin's numismatic worth depending on the rarity and severity of the error. The symbolic and cultural importance of the 10 sen coin is tied to its depiction of the hibiscus flower and the traditional woven fabric motif. These elements were chosen to reinforce Malaysia's identity as a nation proud of its heritage while striving for modernization. The hibiscus, in particular, symbolizes life and growth, qualities that were highly relevant during the 1990s as Malaysia experienced rapid economic expansion followed by resilience during the financial downturn. From a technical perspective, the copper-nickel composition of the 1997 10 sen coin made it relatively resistant to tarnish and wear, though coins in circulation for extended periods often exhibit surface dulling, scratches, or a loss of original mint luster. The alloy provided a distinct electromagnetic signature compatible with vending machines and coin-operated systems of the era, ensuring functional integration with commercial infrastructure. In the context of international comparison, the Malaysian 10 sen coin of 1997 was similar in size and metallic composition to coins of equivalent low denominations in neighboring countries, such as Singapore's 10 cent coin or Brunei's 10 sen coin, reflecting the shared historical and economic ties between these nations. However, Malaysia's emphasis on cultural motifs made its coinage distinctively nationalistic compared to the more minimalist designs of some of its neighbors. The legal status of the 1997 10 sen coin remained valid for circulation until the demonetization of the second series in stages after the introduction of the third series in 2012. However, Bank Negara Malaysia continued to honor the second series coins for several years during the transition period, allowing the public to use or exchange them at banks. By the late 2010s, most 1997 10 sen coins had been withdrawn from active circulation, though many still remain in private hands, old savings jars, or as keepsakes. In modern times, the 1997 10 sen coin holds limited purchasing power due to inflation, but it is of historical interest, particularly to collectors who specialize in Malaysian coinage or who experienced the era when these coins were in active daily use. The nostalgia factor associated with coins from the 1990s has grown in recent years as this generation of coins becomes less commonly encountered in the marketplace. Counterfeiting concerns for the 10 sen denomination during the 1990s were relatively low compared to higher denominations like the 50 sen or RM1 coins, as the low intrinsic and face value of the coin made large-scale counterfeiting economically unattractive. Nevertheless, the reeded edge and detailed relief patterns served as effective deterrents against small-scale forgery. From a collectability and preservation standpoint, those seeking to maintain or enhance the value of a 1997 10 sen coin should focus on securing specimens in the highest possible grade, ideally those with original mint luster, no significant scratches, and minimal signs of circulation. Proper storage in a dry, non-abrasive environment, such as coin flips, capsules, or archival quality holders, can help prevent oxidation or wear. The regional significance of the second series coins also extends to the fact that they were in use during a formative period in Southeast Asia, where cross-border trade, tourism, and cultural exchange were increasing. Many Malaysians and visitors alike would have handled this exact coin during the mid to late 1990s, making it a shared object of memory and economic interaction. In summary, the 1997 Malaysia 10-sen coin is a modest yet important artifact of the nation's numismatic and economic history. It reflects the second series coinage's goals: reduced production cost, incorporation of national motifs, and practical functionality for a growing, modernizing society. While it may not carry significant monetary value today, its role in the everyday lives of Malaysians during a key historical period, its connection to the Asian financial crisis era, and its enduring symbolic design make it a meaningful piece for collectors, historians, and nostalgic citizens alike. The 1993 Malaysia 20-sen coin is part of the second series of Malaysian circulation coins, which was officially introduced in 1989 by Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) to replace the first series that had been in circulation since 1967. This second series remained in active use until it was gradually phased out starting in 2012 with the introduction of the third series. The 20-sen denomination, equivalent to 1/5 of a Malaysian ringgit, occupied a mid-range value within the currency system, bridging the gap between the lower value 1, 5, and 10-sen coins and the higher value 50-sen coin. The 1993 issue represents one of the early to mid-years of this series and is a reflection of Malaysia's economic, cultural, and monetary landscape in the early 1990s, a period characterized by rapid development, increasing globalization, and technological transition in Southeast Asia. In terms of physical specifications, the 1993 20-sen coin is composed of copper-nickel, a durable and corrosion-resistant alloy widely used in coinage for its silvery appearance and resilience against wear. The coin weighs approximately 5.66 grams, has a diameter of 23.5 millimeters, and a thickness of about 1.7 millimeters. It features a reeded milled edge, a standard security and tactile feature employed to prevent edge tampering and to allow users, especially those with visual impairments, to identify the coin by touch. Compared to the first series, the second series 20-sen coin was slightly lighter and thinner, reflecting a cost-saving initiative that was one of the main reasons for redesigning Malaysia's circulating coinage in 1989. The obverse front of the coin prominently displays the Bunga Raya, Hibiscus rosa sinensis, the national flower of Malaysia. This motif has been central to Malaysian coinage since the late 1960s and symbolizes unity, strength, and the cultural diversity of the nation. Encircling the upper portion of the obverse is the inscription, Bank Negara Malaysia, denoting the issuing authority, while the year of minting, 1993, is placed at the bottom. The hibiscus design on the second series coins was more detailed and stylized compared to its predecessor, reflecting an artistic modernization that aligned with Malaysia's evolving national image. The reverse back side of the coin features the denomination, 20 sen, prominently in the center, with the numeral, 20, being the most visually dominant element for easy recognition during daily transactions. Above the denomination, there is a traditional Malaysian songket pattern, a textile motif representing the nation's rich heritage of weaving and handicrafts. This pattern was specifically chosen to highlight Malaysia's deep-rooted traditions while symbolizing the interconnectedness of its many cultures and the weaving together of its diverse population into a unified whole. The incorporation of this design was also part of Bank Negara Malaysia's initiative to reflect various aspects of Malaysian culture in everyday objects like coins. The historical and economic context of the 1993 Malaysia 20-sen coin is tied to a period of strong economic growth known as the Malaysian economic boom of the early 1990s. During this time, Malaysia was experiencing rapid industrialization, expansion of infrastructure, and increasing foreign investment. The coin served as a practical tool in a largely cash-driven economy, where small denominations were essential for day-to-day transactions, including purchases in markets, food stalls, public transport fares, and vending machines. In 1993, the purchasing power of 20 sen was still meaningful. It could buy small snacks, beverages, or contribute significantly as part of larger payments. In terms of minting, the 1993 20 sen coin was produced at the Keelong Wong Bank Negara, Malaysia, Bank Negara Malaysia Mint, located in Shah Alam, Selangor. Exact mintage figures for each year in the second series are not always publicly disclosed in precise numbers, but during the early 1990s, annual production for 20 sen coins generally ranged in the tens of millions to meet the demands of Malaysia's growing population and expanding economy. The mint employed advanced coin striking technology for the time, ensuring consistency in detail and reducing production flaws. The design rationale for the second series coins was to create a modernized, lighter, and more cost-efficient coinage system while preserving the essential symbols of national pride. The decision to include traditional textile motifs alongside the hibiscus flower aimed to create a sense of continuity between the past and the present, appealing to both cultural sentiment and practical needs. The series was also designed to be easily distinguishable by touch and sight, an important consideration in a multi-ethnic country with a variety of literacy and language backgrounds. Regarding its economic role in 1993, the 20 sen coin was a crucial mid-denomination that facilitated smooth cash transactions and helped avoid the need for higher value coins or excessive use of smaller ones. It was often used in combination with the 10 sen and 50 sen coins for rounding purposes, and in many cases, retail pricing strategies were designed to work harmoniously with these denominations to minimize change-related inefficiencies. From a numismatic perspective, the 1993 Malaysia 20 sen coin is classified as a common circulation issue. Its widespread mintage means that in circulated condition, its collector value remains close to its face value. However, examples in uncirculated UNC or brilliant uncirculated BU condition, especially those preserved in original mint sets, are of more interest to collectors and may command a small premium depending on the coin's grade. As with other circulation coins, error coins from this year, such as those exhibiting double striking, off-center minting, planchette flaws, or die cracks, can have significant numismatic value, often ranging from a few ringgit to several hundred depending on the rarity and uniqueness of the error. The cultural symbolism of the 20 sen coin reflects Malaysia's ongoing efforts to intertwine national heritage with everyday objects. The songket motif used on the reverse is a traditional Malay brocade textile often woven with gold or silver threads, signifying wealth, ceremonial importance, and cultural identity. By placing this motif on a common coin, Bank Negara Malaysia not only celebrated traditional craftsmanship but also ensured that cultural education was subtly reinforced among the general population through frequent handling of the coin. In terms of durability and usability, the copper-nickel composition of the 1993 20 sen coin made it resistant to tarnish and wear under normal circulation conditions. However, over decades of use, many coins from this period developed a duller appearance, minor scratches, or slight discoloration due to Malaysia's humid climate, frequent handling, and exposure to environmental factors such as moisture and air pollutants. When viewed in international comparison, the 1993 Malaysia 20 sen coin was roughly equivalent in size, weight, and value to neighboring Singapore's 20 cent coin or Brunei's 20 sen coin, both of which share a similar monetary history and cultural ties with Malaysia. This interchangeability in perception was important given the cross-border trade and travel that frequently occurred between these nations in the 1990s. The legal status of this coin remained valid until the demonetization of the second series, which was announced in 2011 and officially implemented gradually after the release of the third series in 2012. However, Bank Negara Malaysia allowed the public to exchange old coins for new ones at banks for several years, ensuring a smooth transition. Today, the 1993 20 sen coin is no longer actively used in daily commerce, though many still exist in private collections, piggy banks, and as nostalgic keepsakes. Counterfeiting risks for this denomination during the 1990s were minimal compared to higher denominations, as the intrinsic value of the metal and its purchasing power were relatively low. Nonetheless, the reeded edge and fine details of the design were effective deterrents against basic forgery attempts. For collectors and historians, the 1993 20-sen coin is valued not only for its role in commerce but also for its connection to a pivotal decade in Malaysia's development. The early 1990s were marked by infrastructural modernization, the growth of Kuala Lumpur as a regional hub, and Malaysia's positioning within the ASEAN economic sphere. Coins from this period, including the 20-sen, serve as tangible artifacts of this transitional phase. Preservation of value for this coin in numismatic terms depends largely on its condition. Well-preserved examples with original mint luster, free of corrosion and significant handling marks, are more desirable and may appreciate slightly over time, especially as second series coins become scarcer in the open market. Proper storage methods, such as acid-free holders, airtight capsules, and controlled humidity environments, can help maintain the coin's integrity for future generations. Looking at its symbolic and educational role, the 20-sen coin introduced younger generations of Malaysians to the concept of traditional textile art, as the songket pattern was not only a design element but also an entry point for cultural discussion in schools and among families. This coin thus played a subtle but meaningful role in preserving Malaysia's intangible heritage during a period of modernization and globalization. In summary, the 1993 Malaysia 20-sen coin represents a key component of the nation's second series coinage, modern, culturally meaningful, and economically functional. It reflects the government's efforts at cost-effective minting, cultural representation, and public usability during a time of economic optimism. While it is no longer in circulation, its historical context, enduring symbolism, and presence in collections ensure that it remains an important part of Malaysia's numismatic legacy.